Hi, everybody. Uh, Good Saturday. I don't usually stream on Saturday, but I got some stuff to do that is sound related. Again, I will try to. I don't want to shift my focus away from the wing. Excuse my mess. You guys, okay. Life story here, and I will jump to the real meat of this live stream. I've built myself a 35 terabyte server, and I basically built a server to finally build like a old a regular computer with basically 6 hard drive of 8 terabyte in there. But I did two build. I messed up. I bought a server. It's way too loud for my house. Way too loud. We're talking about a constant level of 90 dB. I cannot live with that full on blasting in my house, especially since I got a tiny house. So I end up just destroying that stuff. I got a server for sale. If you are in my area, I got a server for sale with the 12 terabyte of storage. And I'm also renovating. So you can see my bed behind me. I'm not using it right now, just so you know. But my bedroom is currently under construction. We built a concrete wall in there from the outside of the house, and I need to do like framing and gyps again. So I'm over the top. But Monday and Wednesday, I got 2 gigs. Monday is a high school graduation with a band that I'm gonna play. I'm gonna mix. I'm not gonna play. You don't want to hear me play. So I need to build a setup for that. It's the same setup we're using with Escal. So if you saw my blog, you know exactly what I got. And on Wednesday, it's our national day here in Quebec, Canada. So I have a show. Like every year, I got a show. And it will be special this year because of COVID. We cannot have stationary setups because they don't want to. You don't want people to get together, basically. So we are doing on a flatbed truck a band, and I'm gonna mix that on an X32. So I need to build a setup for that because I didn't like the last show that I did with that artist is 2.5 years ago. So he changed his musician, he changed his setup. I'm just gonna start from scratch. It will be way easier. So I got 2 shows to build today. I'm gonna do that with you guys. And after that, I'm gonna build a wall. Hi Rolf. Hi. Is it Darman? I'm sorry if I don't pronounce that right. Darman, what's up, mate? Oh yeah, you're from Australia. What's up, mate? I probably sound like I have a bad accent too, so cannot judge people from Australia. Actually, I don't know much about you guys. You are too far away from me, but I still like you, I guess. Well, the image that I saw on TV looks like a good place. Actually, no, if I think about it, the snake, the spider and stuff, nah, I don't want to go there. Or maybe in a festival, a couple day in. But I'm Welsh. Oh, I thought you were Australian, or you live in Australia, or no, I'm probably getting that totally wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, now please bear with me. I'm gonna try something that I never did, which is you live in Malaysia, but I'm Welsh. Okay, well, I'm stupid then. I don't remember anything. Well, okay, good. Good for you, man. Malaysia looks like a nice place. Okay, now I never done this with OBS, so Malaysia is 5 hours from Australia. Really? Well, you mean 5 hours in the plane? Yeah, because obviously you cannot drive there. Sorry. Living in Canada, living in North America, you can drive so much. Like you can pretty much drive. I would not do it, but you could drive from North Pole, pretty much, all the way down to South America. There are roads. There are probably weird road when you end up in Central America with Guatemala and Brazil, but there's road. So if you really want to and you want to live something that is really dangerous, you can drive from North Pole to all the way down if you want to. I would not do it. Hold on, guys. I think I just heard my UPS jumping in. I need to check that because I don't want my computer to fail. Give me a minute, I'll be back. I'm sorry. Okay, we're back. Really sorry, guys. My UPS jumped. So please get a UPS, get a battery powered device to power up your computer. It just saved my whole setup, my live stream. Okay, back to business. I'm just gonna need to move this a little bit. Sorry, I'm not. I see the comment from Darman and Rolf. Sorry, I'm not doing any wing today. I'm doing extra 2. And here is the setup. My windows are not placed properly, but I guess we can live with it. And a couple minutes ago, I had a hard time playing around with M32 Edit just because I think the fact that I'm screen sharing it is like the fact that I'm screen sharing it is not working probably, the M32 software anymore. So maybe it's a bug I need to report. Hello, Ashil. I got another problem, guys. My UPS just jumped again. Hold on, stick around. I'm sorry, I'll be back. While you wait, I got a minute, I think. I will let you guys have a look at the stage plot that we got today. This is Turn It Up. This is a corporate band that I'm doing Monday. Please, hold on. Hold on. Don't move. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Oh, guys, sorry, what an adventure today. Whew. Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Okay. So, I'm gonna guess here you took time to study the setup that we have. Just so you know, we have a guitar on stage right, vocal center, bass, keyboard, and drums. I can show you something else. I can show you this, which is my patch list. I'm gonna keep that really, really close because I'm gonna need it to program my show. Just let me catch up with the chat. This program is M32 Edit. So this is the software that I'm going to use to program my X32 show. It doesn't matter, it's really the same software with different color. I just prefer the color on this one. I think it looks more like, actually it looks more like the X32 right now. If you want to get a wing for your home studio, I would say it's not a bad option. You get good preamp for the money, good interface, but you can probably build the same thing if you're not going to use anywhere else, like if you're not going to use it live. You can probably pretty much build the same thing for the same amount of money or less if you just get a really cool control surface and a lot of preamp. From Ralph, yeah, you can wait if you want to have something else coming soon. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Darmin, you think the wing is looking modern? Honestly, I think this is the more vintage looking console ever. Yeah, like Rolf say, if you have a lot of space, that's gonna do. Okay, well, I'm gonna get there. Okay, first we're gonna start building our show. The first thing I want to do is take that session, even if this is empty, and save it. I'm gonna say save as a scene. I'm gonna call it Turn It Up, which is the name of the corporate band that I'm doing Monday. Friend of mine again. If you saw my vlog, you saw my friend Vince. He's gonna be the guitar player in that band too. He's a really in-demand player. I'm just gonna say it that way. He's a really in-demand player. A lot of corporate band, and you know, I don't know how life is where you guys are, but here is just friend recommendation over friend recommendation. I'm just piling on that. And this is how I've built my career, basically, for the last 15 years. Because people calling me, oh, I know a guy. Everybody know a guy. And that sometimes that guy is me. Sometimes I know a guitar player or bass player for artists that need, a replacement for one night. And sometimes it glues. Sometimes it doesn't. So... okay, let's start programming that. Is the sound okay? Please let me know because I don't wear any headphones, so I don't know how it sounds. Maybe I can set that up. I'm pan to the left. Okay. I probably know why. I'm gonna put the headphone on And I see that I'm not in mono right now. Can I go in? Whoa. Can I go in advanced audio property? Mono. That should be better. And I want to hear it, so. iOS camera. Okay, that's good. Perfect. I'm just gonna add background music. It's gonna feel way better. And I need to monitor my vocal from somewhere else. Now I got my vocal. There we go. Center speaker? No. Okay, well, let me know, guys, if I'm too loud, too compressed. I'm running another steal of a deal that I found. Hold on. I can do something here. I can have the mic really close. If my arm will stop crackling. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone. It will work. So I got the shotgun mic. I can show you guys, actually. I got the shotgun mic, the Ramza that I got last week. And I'm going to keep that just out of screen. Yeah, cool. Okay. It took me 20 minutes. 2 power dropout. But we're going to go. It's just ridiculous. Okay, finally, we're going to start programming this. The first thing that I like to do is write down all my input. So we have, how many input? We got 7 input of drum. I like my drum to be in green. Don't worry, guys, we're going to go into EQ and stuff like that after that. So you can tell me that I'm not doing it right. And we're going to do a stereo pair for overheads. I have to keep in mind on this one that I'm going to be using an XR18, not an XR18, X32 rack. So I need to fit my band into 16 input, if possible, 17 because I have a wireless mic. So the fact that I'm using a wireless mic, I can use the line out of that mic and plug it into the X32, and I will have enough going there because I know the singer that I have is really loud. Well, she's really good. She's a pro. So I'm gonna be good. She's gonna give me a lot of juice, and I can just line out from the wireless, the Sennheiser wireless into her into a Knox in, and it's gonna work. It's gonna work for sure. Well, worst case ever, I have a 1176 plugin that I just cranked the gain on, and because it's live, it's gonna be live. Nobody's gonna care if there's a little bit of background noise, and I will expand the living hell out of it. So, okay, let's start naming our stuff. We got a kick. We have a snare. Hi-hat. We got the first tom, and yeah, first tom, 1 floor tom, a pair of overhead, and this one's going to be blank. So if I need that input, I can just move my input, my physical preamp, and just reassign it, let's say 6, and just patch 6 into channel 17 I will have the preamp. I'm just gonna do a gap, pretty much like we have on the patch. I'm just gonna start my bass on 9. Oh, I did the same thing basically. I just moved the whole because the pairing in the X32 and the wing also is done even odd. So 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You cannot do 2 and 3. It's not gonna work. I wish they could do that, because I mean, this is just software, right? This is just a software limitation. Okay, bass. I like to have my bass in blue because we're outside in a really small PA. I'm not gonna bother with a bass mic. I don't think it's gonna do anything, honestly. Electric guitar. If I can go, I need to cut down on the input. So okay, I'm gonna start the other way around. I'm not gonna bring any spare mics, so my line 20 is not gonna be used. I want to try to keep that under 16, so I'm gonna try to put my lead vocal into 16. She's Vanessa. Now we got 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to count as I'm doing this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 back vocals. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4 back vocal. I need to fit a keyboard and a guitar. If I move Vanessa to channel 17, and I take her name out. Let's say that I'm moving Vanessa here. Can I do... I need to do a stereo keyboard, so 11 and 12 is going to be my stereo keyboard. I'm thinking this as we go, guys. I think I'm gonna keep my guitar mono. So my guitar is gonna be my friend Vince in red. Vince guitar. This one would be bass. And just want to make sure, yes, you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. This one's gonna be key. Board, keyboard. And I need to have 4 vocal. First vocal will be drum VX, so will be drum vocal. After that we have key vocal. That's gotta be purple. 15. We have guitar vocal in red. 16 will be bass vocal. And Vanessa, my lead singer. Into 17. The mapping of all this looks more flexible on a wing, probably. Because, well, I mean, the X32 and the wing are two different mentality. Sorry, I'm gonna move this. I feel like a... Sorry, guys. I just feel like... This thing has a built-in spring reverb, so apologies. I'm not controlling it. It's doing what it wants. So, yeah. Okay, it's gonna stop at some point. But honestly, it's two different mentality. The wing is more do whatever you want, where the X32 is by default, it's closed. By default, everything is there. Select the channel, do your thing. Everything is patched. By default, the local input are assigned to the channel. The wing, that's not it. You know, you have to work on a console to make it work. I like both approach. Sorry, guys. My breakfast and my coffee. Bottom up. Coffee. Let's go. Okay. Well, I just got a message from the drummer as we speak. Notification just popped up on my screen. He said, bring whatever you want for drum mics. So, good. We're going to have fun. I'm going to bring my Bayer Dynamic kit. I'm really a big Bayer fan, if you didn't notice. Sorry, which way do you prefer? We're talking about console here. I prefer the wing because even if it's cool to have something pre-built for you, I like the wing flexibility way better. But both are good. It's just different approach to do the same thing. I'm a big fan of the 1176 compressor. I wish I could have that on every channel strip here on the X32. I can't. I'm gonna use as much as effects racks as possible, but I mean, at some point, I will be limited by the amount of rack space that I have, and it's gonna work. I mean, it's gonna work, and will anybody in the room know the difference? I don't think so. Rolf, on my XR18, I can route inputs to channels via matrix. Can you do that on XR2 for channel 6? You mean... Hold on. Let me get my head around that. I can route input to channels. I can route input to channels via matrices. I can just change the input. That's the idea on the X32 is you can still patch 1-to-1. I mean, okay, let's take a look at. Yeah, maybe I can do my guitar in stereo. I still have a. Oh no, I cannot because I changed the. I'm gonna use input 17. Okay, but what I can do actually, I'm gonna show you the input here. Because the input is patched in the block of 8 on the X32, it will give me that input somewhere. So I can go into config here, and this is all my option. Can you guys see it? I don't know if you guys can see it. You can't see it on the screen. Well, I have a drop-down menu with all my 32 inputs that are aka my local input, which will be the one that I will be using. And I have all the auxes, the USB, all the effect return, and all the bus. I could use a bus if I want to route multiple stuff into this, but they need to be somewhere for me to send them into the bus. But let's say what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use input 6. I think you can see that change on the screen. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use input 6. Well, in channel 17, I'm going to assign preamp number 6, my input 6. So that way I'm not going to use anything there, but I just repatched my preamp into 17. I'm only doing that because of the pairing, because I need stereo pairs. Yeah, because I want my overheads to be stereo pair. I want my keyboard to be stereo pair. I wish I could have my guitar stereo because I know Vince has really cool stereo effects going on, stereo chorus and stereo delay that I like, but not today. We have the goal here is to do whatever we can with an XR18 with the M32 X32 rack. I was about to say M32 rack. Yeah, there's no such thing. Well, actually, there's the M32R, but it's rack space. It's rack space size, but it's a little more than 3U. Okay, now that I decided of my patch, which is probably different from what we got here on the list. Oh, okay. I'm going to assign my bus. With a custom view, you can remove the unused channel from... Oh, really? If I go into user... Yeah, if I go into user and I go edit, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and go to... Yeah. Great. Thanks for the tips. The only thing that I don't know now is, can I see the user layout on an iPad? It's going to be fine for me now, but on the iPad... Anyway, I'm going to do some DCA. And I'm usually, most of the time, I'm mixing on DCA. And I'm going to explain you why after that. First, I'm going to try to... Well, first I'm going to set my bus. I said I wasn't going to set my bus. I'm going to start in visual order, so I know my guitar will be first, my lead singer, bass. After that, I'm going to go drum and keyboard, because they are in that order visually. And I'm going to name them according to their position. Well, I'm going to name them according to their color and their... I'm going to just go keys. There we go. And I'm going to set my send to be up. There you go. My effects. I'm going to come back to the effects later. Okay, mixer. I want to go user, so that way I only have 16 channel. Let's start to play with some channels. So bass drum, I'm debating the drummer can bring a Beta 52, which is a mic that I know and I've used too much and I just can't stand anymore because it's so predictable how it's gonna sound. I think I'm gonna bring my plate microphone. So I would need phantom power on that, and I don't need that much gain. Usually +6. The plate, do I have it here? I don't have it here. But usually the plate is loud in a bass drum. Noise gate, for sure. I'm gonna go noise gate. I'd probably want to go 4-to-1 expander instead of going for a gate. Good morning. I'm gonna leave the threshold low, 16 dB, and I'm gonna cut down on the release to 50, around 150 for the hold 50, the release 150. That will be a good place to start for that. Dynamic. Do I want to use the channel compressor? Yeah, it's not gonna matter much. I don't have that much of a PA. Not that those speakers are bad, but I mean, I'm not doing a full mix from the console. I'm doing sound compensation. So what that means is I'm going to start with the stage volume, probably going to fit myself to the level of the snare. So if the snare is really loud, I'm not going to put any snare in the PA, and I'm going to build everything else around that volume. Because we don't need to be that loud. It's a corporate event. So, kick -18. I'm going to make sure that every hit is going to be compressed a little bit. I'm just going to leave everything else as is. EQ. It's really hard to EQ without knowing your kick, but I know I want to cut down around here, and I know the Bayer has a lot of 2K, so I want to start with something like this. Maybe it's not going to be good, depending on the drummer, depending on his bass drum, what he has in there with that microphone, what the mic is sitting on. Is there resonance in his bass drum? Is it really dry? I think the guy is really dry, so I'm going to start with that. Maybe I'm going to add some top end. Maybe. I'm not usually adding a lot of top end, especially into pop stuff. When I'm doing heavy metal, sure, but not here. Maybe I can prepare. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this the other way around. I'm gonna turn the first EQ into a shelf, low shelf. Maybe I'm gonna use this, maybe, and I'm gonna use this one here around 140, 160-ish, or lower, depending on the note of the bass drum. I'm usually letting the drummer tell me how his bass drum should sound. So I listen to the lower note of the oomph of the bass drum, and I place the attack depending on that. So we got this, that's good to go for my bass drum. Maybe I'm gonna add subs, maybe I'm gonna add high end. I need to listen to it before I know. Maybe I'm gonna activate the low cut on this, but not for now. If the subs are not powerful enough, I'm gonna try to cut down some lower frequencies just to let them breathe some air, because even if I'm pushing 40 hertz into a pair of subs that doesn't take it, all I do is using a lot of energy. I'm wasting a lot of energy into the power section. This is basically what I do. Sorry, I'm just listening. Make sure that my UPS doesn't ring. So, I'm good. Okay. Moving on to the snare. I don't know if I'm going to use a 57, but I think I'm going to bring the new Bayer one. Hold on. I show you guys this one before. It's the TGI 51. It's the newest thing from Bayer. I got the manual here, but I got the mic. This is what I prefer. Manual is cool, but having the mic is better. I got that mic here. I think I'm going to try that. I really can't wait to see how it's going to sound on the snare. This mic has a lot of high end, and like it feels really. I don't know. It feels like an SM7B, but with definition, like more. I'm gonna try it. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. So, because I don't know how it's gonna sound, that will be way easier to program. I'm not gonna do much. Low cut for sure, around 200 on the snare. Not really a gate. Maybe I'm gonna use some expander, but you know what? No. I usually leave the snare not gated. Because sometimes the drummer try to add ghost note, especially live. They want to turn it down, and they just bring the snare really low. And if you have a gate, it just go from opening. Sometimes you go like, and you get some hit, but not all of them. It's not like you're in the studio and you just got those big, nice hit, and you can readjust the gain or the gate on the lower one. So. No gate here. Dynamic, okay. Compression on the snare, I like it a lot. A lot of compression. Something like that to begin with. An EQ. Cutting down 200. Maybe I'm going to use a little boost. Maybe I can turn that down just a little bit. But usually I try to find the frequencies, the main frequency of the snare, because every snare around 200 has a main, like, bottom E shell sound, and I just try to boost that to make it sound really beefy. Like, even if my snare is that thick, I want it to sound like it's that thick. I like it big, especially on pops. Sometimes I miss having a snare bottom, but oh yeah, maybe I can show you guys this after that. I will do a fake snare bottom to help me with this. Okay, so let's wait. That's going to be my starting place for a snare. Need to hear how it sounds, because I don't know that mic. I don't know how it's going to react on the snare. I don't know the snare either. I don't really know that drummer well. He's been a friend for... I know the guy for years, but we work only 1 or 2 times together. Okay, hi-hat. Let's go back to having phantom power. I'm going to bring a condenser. Gain, I don't know, because I still don't know how loud it's going to be or if I need it, honestly. That could be the first input. Hi-hat could be gone, honestly. I'm just gonna leave it, but probably not gonna use it. My snare mic will pick up enough hi-hat. Okay, no gate. Maybe compression. I want to set the threshold kind of high because I don't want really to compress the hi-hat. EQ. Again, I don't need a lot of bottom end in there. 350. Low cut. How far is the low cut going on the X32 again? Nope, not like this. This one, 400. Yeah, probably gonna start with that and listen to the mid range for some stuff that I don't want. That's about it. First down. Okay. I know I'm gonna bring my Bayer Dynamic D58, which has nothing to do with SM58. For those of you who knows, those are a nice little clip from Bayer condenser microphone. So phantom power. Gain. I know usually +9 on the next 32 work great as a starting point for those mic. Gate. Oh yeah, now we got the gate. Probably gonna go 4-1 here, around -35, but I'm not gonna activate the gate. I'm getting the gate ready. It will be ready to activate, but I want to listen to it before I do anything. Compressor. Oh yeah, that's gonna be -18. Gonna leave everything else as is, and because I know my microphone, I'm gonna start with that, and because it's a small tom, I'm gonna go 120. That should be a good starting point. What else? We're gonna do the same thing. I don't know how to spell floor apparently. Low cut, I want to go 60. I want to cut -9. I'm gonna do a sound check with the band, but I know my guitar player is not gonna be there, so I need to build him a mix. He's really lucky because I know the guy and I know what he will need in his mix, so I can build him a setup, and that will be for him plug and play. But on the stage, I can build him a setup, build him a monitor mix, and we'll be good to go. Okay. Floor. Oh, hold on. I need to do my gate around -35. Gate. Did I take a gate or an expander? Yeah, I took an expander for the time. Let's go expander. Dynamic minus. Yeah, activate that. Don't activate the gate. Dynamic is activated. EQ is turned on. Just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. That's good for Tom. Overhead. Only going to do one thing. I'm going to start around 250. Whoa. And I'm going to turn on phantom power. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do to the overhead. I need to listen to them and hear the room if I ever use them. Everybody will be in monitor, so no overhead anywhere. If I don't need them in front of house, they're just gonna go away. I'm gonna leave physically the mic there, but honestly, I'm just not gonna use them. Don't be afraid to put a mic on something and not use them if you don't need it. Bass is also a great example of that. I'm gonna put a mic on the bass, but if I don't need it, if the bass on stage is really loud, I'm not gonna push it into the PA. Okay, config. I don't know if he's gonna have a active DI because I don't know the guy, so no phantom power there. I don't want to send phantom power into a bass head amp as an example. Gate, nothing there. Dynamic. I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm gonna do this the easy way. I'm not gonna do this with plugin and stuff. Maybe other than the lead vocal. I'm gonna keep everything channel strip and EQ. I can low cut to 87. For those of you who remember, I've said that 87 is the E note on is the E note on the guitar and the bass, which is the lowest note that naturally, without down tuning, those instruments can produce. So 87 is the way to go. And I don't have big subs, so I don't want to push my low end too much from the bass. I want to try to have a bouncy bass drum because I want everybody to bounce. So if the bass drum can move a little air, it's gonna be fine. EQ wise, I'm gonna turn on the EQ. I don't know how it's gonna sound. Maybe sometimes I'm doing a high cut on the bass because there's not much happening there other than noise. So I'm just turning down the noise. Moving on. Finn's guitar. No. I was told he was not going to bring an acoustic guitar, so when you see the patch here, you see an acoustic. It's not going to be there. It's only going to be an electric, so look at 87. No compressor, no gate. This is an electric guitar. Yeah, Hano's going to bring a DI for that, so I can start with my gain at 30 because I know he has those small radial DI like I show you in my vlog. And did I don't know what is public or not yet. I'm sorry. I filmed some other stuff that I have to wait for other production to release before I can release my videos. A lot of politics here. Okay, keyboard. I don't know. Probably, I'm gonna guess here, probably a JDI. Maybe I'm gonna turn the gain down after that, but it's gonna be no. I'm gonna guess it will be one the DI from the truck, from the van. So yeah, that would be a good starting point. No phantom power, no low cut. Keyboard, I usually leave them as flat as possible because I'm trusting the keyboard guy that he built his patch to sound good. If it's not the case, or if I hear that all of his patch have too much 250 in it or other frequencies, I'm gonna try to EQ it, but other than that, keyboard, I just let that go flat. Drum vocal. Let's start with a classic vocal. I don't know what his mic's gonna be, so 144 low cut. I don't know what his mic's gonna be. I know I want a compressor on it, and I know I want an expander on it around, especially on. You know what? No, this is drum vocal. I'm not gonna put any expander on it because most of the time the vocal microphone become part of the overhead because it's at the same distance. Well, it's sometimes closer to the snare than the overhead itself, so it just go into that area. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm not gonna try to shut it down because on some snare hit it will go up and it's gonna sound weird. Can I ask a question? Does too much reverb or effect on keyboard make your mixing difficult? Too much reverb, yes, a lot, especially because as good as it will sound in your bedroom or your studio, you got a studio, as good as it's gonna sound in your studio, when you're in a room, I don't know, 50 meters away from a PA, the room reverb is adding up to the reverb that you already have. It's losing definition, not in the sense of losing higher frequencies. It's just losing definition because the sound bouncing back and forth so much, you don't hear anything. It's just become a mosh of sound. So for everything, for bass, guitar, and keyboard, don't over wet your mix. Don't put too much reverb on there. If you want to have a small room reverb because you feel it's too dry, good, add it. But honestly, yeah, it's just having too much reverb is not good. Don't put too. Go for less. If you think you have enough, maybe put it down one notch, and that will be good. For the front, it's always a matter of who do you mix for. When I'm doing only in-ear monitor for band, I do stuff really differently than what I do here. When I'm doing only monitor for a band, I'm also doing stuff differently, and when I'm doing front of house and monitor, I just go for front of house sound, and whatever is going to sound in the monitor will be the sound that they will have. Yeah, right now I'm doing the thing as if I'm doing a front of house mix. I'm not gonna put some emphasis on the mid, like when I'm doing monitor, and when I'm doing sorry guys. Sorry. Yeah, when I'm doing in-ear monitor, I'm just put high definition on everything, and I really try to make the mix sound maybe a little bit scoop. I'm trying to take out some mid, especially in the vocal, because when you speak into a mic, or just put your fingers in your ear, you have all these resonance frequencies coming from your chest, from your head. The lead singer in the band, when he sings, he's got those frequencies going, and you don't want to have your vocal really mid heavy because he has already a lot of mid coming from himself, and it's also helping to have a little less mid from your friends around you, because you want to hear yourself good. You compensate with having the physical mid frequencies, adding them up into in-ear monitor will not be a good thing. So you try to balance them out. You put a little scoop there just to bring that a little lower. After that, you just bring your friends a little scoop, so you still have some mids for yourself, but your friends sound a little farther away, and it's fine because you want yourself most of the time higher in your mix. So that's a couple trick that I've learned doing in-ears. Like I said, doing monitor, everything will be mid-heavy to have it like really in your face, to have it really screaming at you. That's one of the tricks that I do when I'm doing in-ear, and when I'm doing front of house, I try to have everything as clean as possible. Really I'm not pushing too much mid-range, too much bass. I just want everything to be clean. Okay, let's go back to M32 software. So, okay, drum vocal, I said we're gonna leave it like that. Keyboard vocal, let's start with this. I don't know what his mic's gonna be. And the drummer, I'm gonna add some gain to like -21. I know it should not be too loud with any kind of microphone, like SM58, 58, 87. If I start with that, the preamp is not too hot, but I got something going on, so at least we can talk to each other during the sound check. Or when I just open up the mic, I got something. But starting with the gain at 0, the person start to talk and they slowly get the volume in, and slowly at some point, I don't want to go there. I just want to have something already done. Okay. On this one, keyboard, I'm going to use Expander because I'm going to guess he's not going to sing much. -30 is a good starting point. I'm not going to go that heavy. I'm going to go like -20. I said -20. Is it 20? How do you do? Oh, it's 20. Okay. He doesn't want to listen to me, so okay. 20. There we go. Expander, I'm going to change that to 50 millisecond, around 250. Like I showed in the blog, that was fine so far. Dynamic, I'm going to turn that on. -20. And keep in mind, this is what I'm guessing is going to be. So most of the time I'm guessing right, but yeah, it's an average. Okay, so again, I don't know what microphone that will be. 144 low cut. We'll see what the mic is. Now back to Vince. -21-ish. Expander 2-to-1 around -30. 20 dB. It worked this time. I don't know why. 250. Yeah, that's about it. Compression -18. I'm gonna gain it up until it reach an average of -18 in the range. In the range singing, by the way, because I know my friend Vince is singing loud. So I want him to, on his higher volume note, I want him to compress a lot, and I want his minimum to reach around a -18, so that way he's not going to push 18 dB speaking like this. Maybe 6, maybe 9, but 18 is way too much. So if I put his lowest note in volume around -18, when he's pushing to get to those notes, because sometimes they're high, the compressor is going to hold him down, but it will be balanced, especially with a 3-to-1 ratio. It's going to balance him. It's going to go high, it's going to go up in volume just a little bit, but the compressor is going to bounce it back in. So that should be it. EQ, again, I don't know. Whoa. 144. It's going to be my starting point for this bass vocal. Same thing, 144. Dynamic, I'm doing it backward this time. Minus 18, 3 to 1. Gate, expander 2 to 1. Minus 30, 20 dB of range. Activate that. 50 seconds of hold to 50 to 58. There we go. And gain around minus 22. Yeah, let's go 21. I feel better. Okay, Vanessa's vocal will be input number 6. I have to remind that when I'm doing my patch. That's going to be a wireless mic that she brings. So it's going to have a lot of volume because the XLR in the back of these things are still a line volume. So no gain. I'm going to use an effect. So no compressor on this thing. A little bit of expander. Because she's lead vocal, I'm going to go minus 40. And I'm going to cut down only by 9 dB-ish. Because I want the mic to cut down. Well, I can go higher. I can go 15. Because I want the microphone to be, I call it salutation ready. Most of the time when you have newbies, not her case at all, but when you have newbies, they just finish their performance and they bow to the public and they drop the microphone straight into the monitor. I'm sure if you ever do a live show, you have this thing happen to you. So, to avoid that, I'm going to put an expander. Oops, sorry. Expander, it's going to cut down on the volume. So if somebody is going to not sing into a microphone, putting it down toward his monitor, it will be 15 dB less louder in the mix. So it's going to help me avoid feedback. It's going to make the stage clean. I like to have my stage really clean. That's going to be my starting point for that. Dynamic, I'm not going to use this one. EQ, 144, low cut. I think it will be a 935, but I don't know. So I'm not going to EQ anything. What I will do is use my effect here. And no, it's not the Lesher. How do they call it again? Ultimo compressor? Dual Ultimo compressor. Okay, I got 2 channels of that. The first one will be for my lead singer in 17. I'm going to activate the insert here. That's good. I'm going to take a look at this. Okay, that's good. Maybe a little faster attack and faster release. I like 5. 5.5 is a good starting point for me. 4-to-1 ratio. Everything is activated there. Can you guys see the compressor? Yes, you can. Good. No, I think you can't. Oh no, you can't. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'm just. It's the compressor. I'm just doing, leaving the input minus 40, 24, output 23, and change the attack. And that's basically it. Other than that, it's just the regular compressor. So, what else can I do? Honestly, not much. To get ready for that show, that's about it for now. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save this as a scene. I'm gonna call it. Hold on, desktop. No, yes. This is where I put the other one. Turn it up. That's gonna be my scene. Just save that. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it for this band. This is a really good starting point. I got all my input ready. I got all my bus master up. I'm not gonna EQ anything because honestly, outside with box that have DSP in them, I just realized that you don't need to EQ them that much. The half of the job is done from the factory. Sorry, guys. One down, one more to go. I feel tired. Okay, is that it? Is that it? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna save that again just to make sure, but that's my starting point for this band. Okay, I'm gonna refresh the console. I'm gonna do another one. So mixer, initialize, mixer. I want to initialize everything. Yes. Back to basic. I don't want to shut the M32 apps down. No. Okay. New band that I'm gonna show you guys. I'm just gonna take this thing out. I don't need it anymore. This is Etienne Drapeau. This is one of the artists that I'm doing from time to time. He's another contestant who got famous doing Star Academy here, and I think he do the voice? No, he didn't do the voice. But you know, he's that kind of artist. He did pretty well on the voice on Star Academy, which is a really popular TV show here. So really simple setup. I know the guy. I did a couple of shows with him, like 5 or 6, long time ago, like 2.5 years, something like that, or 2 years. But really simple setup. A lot of nice guy on that gig. New guitar player, Alex. What's up, man? Pretty sure I'm not gonna watch this, but what's up? Really simple setup. Etienne, the lead singer, has got 2 positions. He's got one in the front with his guitar and one in the back with his keyboard. I know he's gonna bring 2 microphones for these. So, and everybody on this one is in here. Let's start. Well, I don't want to have this. I want this, and I'm gonna show you guys the plan for that. Here is the patch list. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. I'm gonna do everything that is on the patch list, even if I know that's not gonna be what they will bring, because I don't know what they will bring Wednesday for that show. I know that I will bring my microphone, so all the Bayer dynamic here that you see is not requested by me, funny enough. The drummer is also a big Bayer dynamic fan. So I'm gonna build that patch pretty much as is, 24 input, and I'm just not gonna do like, I know the cajong, for those of you who don't know, a cajong is like those wooden bucks that you hit with your hand. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be there. So I'm going to skip those, well, for sure. So I'm going to stop at 22. Let's build our drums. So drums, we have 7 input of drum. Again, really? 8? Okay, I'm going to do it the other way around, just because I want my overheads to be 7, 8. Channel 6 will be my percussion, and 7, 8 will be my drum. Bass on 9, my friend Pascal Vanas, really good bass player. Well, actually, he's a killer musician. He's playing guitar and bass, and he's a bass player. He studied as a bass player, but he's playing guitar and stuff. He's great. He's really, really good. We have Etienne. He has 3 guitar. Oh no, my bad. This is the acoustic guitar for the guitar player. My lead singer, Etienne's got 2 guitar with 1 passive and 1 active, so this is why we're doing 2 different channels for this. Keyboard 14 and 15. Can I do this 14 and 15? No, I cannot. So I'm gonna skip 14. It's gonna be 15, 16. I cannot right click. 15, 16 will be my keyboard. On that patch, 16 is empty. On mine, it will be 14. Uh, 17, that will be good. So this is going to be bass vocal. I'm just doing color right now because I want to see how it fits. 18 will be keyboard vocal, but that will be my lead guitar. My lead singer, sorry. 19 will be a wireless. Probably not. That will be my other lead vocal. 20 will be drum. 21 will be cajon vocal. Yeah, I don't think that will happen, but I'm gonna leave it in yellow just in case. And guitar vocal in red. Oops, not black, in red. 23. I'm gonna leave it there, but it's not gonna happen. 25 will be blank. 26. I'm just gonna blank all the other channels. Good. Okay, let's start and name some stuff. So we got kick. We got snare. We got a right snare on this one. We got a hi-hat. Just to piss people off. One tom. One floor. That will be percussion. That will be hover head. That will be overhead. That will be bass. DI. That will be guitar. That will be AKS for acoustic. We got, okay, I'm gonna call this one burst, and I'm gonna call this one normal, just so I can follow. 14, we'll leave it empty. 15 will be keyboard. Oh, I forgot to do my pairs. Hold on. And that's it. Okay. So overhead is good. 15 and 16 will be key. Keyboard. 17, that will be bass vocal. Now I have to get that right. That will be piano. I know it says keyboard vocal, but it's the lead singer, so that will be my piano vocal. That will be my front. That will be my drum vocal. There we go. If you guys got any question, by the way, even if it's wing related, I can just turn it on and turn the camera on, and I will answer them for you, by the way. I'm doing that stuff with you, but feel free to whatever. Uh, 21, yeah, vocal cajon. It's probably not gonna be used. It's gonna be my guitar vocal. And I'm gonna say cajon 1 and cajon 2. but it's probably not gonna be there. Okay. I'm not gonna have a full size X32, so I'm not worried about the channel here. I'm just gonna add up anything, by the way, if I ever end up on the gig and I have some extra to add, I'm just gonna add them up. But I can get myself ready. So I know, let's start with the bass drum. Config. I know it's gonna be my plate. I wanna use it. Gain to 9. Gate. Expander 4 to 1, please. Threshold around minus 30. 60 dB is fine. That's too long, and I want 150 for my bass drum. That's long enough. Dynamic. Minus 18. This is really pop music we're doing. That's good. EQ. Yeah, again, I'm gonna leave this one available just in case. I thought for a second that it crashed. Do you ever use limiter on your main mix out in live situation? Honestly, I try not to. The only time that I've used limiter is because the PA was not loud enough, and I tried to really like get some volume out of it, like, or feel of a volume. But no, live I try to keep as much dynamic as I can, because I can have the mix loud and get some part real loud. An example will be 808 drop. Everybody knows them now, you know, those big boom. I like to have my band playing, and if I want that drop to be as loud as my band, I'm not limited in volume or in dynamic. If I have the headroom to get that drop to physically move you, like you feel like a earthquake is moving you, if I have the subs to do that, I will do it. And limiter live will feel limiting to me, and I can get stuff way wider and having go up and down. I don't use that much dynamic, but I can be way more dynamic than mixing on a CD or mixing for a headphone, just because the speaker that I'm working with are made to have more dynamic. It's the same thing as home studio versus studio monitor, home speaker versus studio monitor. Studio monitor are made to handle a really dynamic bass drum on compressed music. If you try to mix into your cinema, your home speaker, they are not made to do that kind of energy. Like, the speaker is not made to travel that far. You will probably blow it. But live PAs are made to travel really far. Those speakers are made to move air. I don't need limiter. From Studio 11 Live. Hi, I never seen you around. Thank you for being here. Are you in Montreal? Yeah, just pick up the wing and would like to consult with your expertise like yourself. Sure, I'm in Montreal. I do offer course on the wing. Send me an email. We'll tell you the rate and everything. But yeah, I'm available. Well, I'm available kinda. If you need something really fast, kind of busy this week, but I may have a day that I can free it up to do this. So let me know, my friend. Just send me an email. My email is in the description below the video, and I will contact you. We'll get in touch. Okay, moving on. I was about to say kick. Yeah, keep the mids out a little bit. I know the plate also have around 2K-ish, 215, depending on the bass drum, is just sometimes too present for me, so I'm just gonna take it down. I'm gonna try to go a little faster here. Okay, I'm gonna build in-ear mix after that. Snare. I'm gonna try the new mic, so I'm gonna give it a little bit. Yeah, that's probably too much gain. I'm gonna bring that to 0. Noise gate, no noise gate. Dynamic, yes, please. -21. We're doing pop, so I want to have really smashed snare. EQ. I'm gonna go 144 on the snare, but I don't know. It will depend on the drummer. I don't know that drummer a lot, so something like this around that area. I need to find the frequency of his snare, and I'm gonna put emphasis on that. What else? That's about it. Yeah, we got compression and EQ. That's all I need. 400 for the hi-hat. I'm gonna activate the EQ. I don't know what else gonna happen there. Okay, tom 160. EQ 500 minus 9 dB. I know my microphone, and usually it sounds good. I start with that and I change it if I don't like the sound, but so far it worked most of the time. Having that big mid scoop in the tom, it just make it feels big, you know, Black Album like ish. Okay, tom. Something like that. I'm gonna turn the gate on after. Minus 18. Oh, wait. There you go. Don't forget that. Okay, I'm gonna start to do it in an order, or I'm gonna miss something. I didn't do the gain. I know I want my gain. And I didn't do my phantom power. So I'm gonna apply phantom power. Phantom power. Here we go. This. Oh, hi-hat need phantom power. Okay, perk. I don't know what that will be. I'm gonna guess a low cut. I don't know. Overhead. I'm just gonna do this at not 250 for overhead, and that's about it. Okay, just let me take a look at this. Okay, drums are done. Question from Darming. Any big difference mixing the digital drum like the Roland V drum versus the normal? Sorry, it's a mouthful for me. Any difference between mixing digital drum like the Roland V drum versus the normal drums? Yes, a lot. The V drum stuff is gonna sound good right out of the box. It's gonna be compressed. It's gonna be EQ'd. It's gonna be gated. When I get an electronic kit, usually I don't do anything. Maybe a shelf EQ in the bottom just to give more bottom end if I need it. Sorry, I got beard stuck in my mouth. Yeah. Maybe a little boost there in the bottom end, or maybe cut down on the I hand, but I try to not EQ a lot. Like those things are already processed. Those things already sound good right out of the module, so I don't play around with them a lot. If sometimes a drummer is getting too dynamic with these things, I'm gonna try to add a little compressor, but I don't really like play around with it. It's just like my philosophy here is just make it sound good in your damn machine, because you're not using an acoustic drum. You got a drum machine basically. Those samples are made to sound good right out of the box. If you don't play around with them, or you EQ them to make them sound better, it's not my artistical decision to play around with that. This is what I feel. When I'm miking a real kit, I talk with the drummer. I try to to talk with the guy and ask him how he like his drums. Sometimes, well, most of the time now, I just know like the drummers because I end up in a circle of people that I just work all the time. I know how they like their drums. They tell me. I ask them and they tell me, oh, I feel like my snare is a little too dark, too bright. My bass drum need to be more clicky, more low end. I just know my guys and build the sound together. But yeah, an acoustic drum, it's going to change every night. It's going to change every day. Because if you do a sound check at 3 in the afternoon with no roof on the stage, drum right in the sun, it's not going to sound, like temperature-wise, it's not going to sound like how it's going to sound at the show at night. So, real live drum is a different beast. V-drum is just another keyboard type of deal for me. Would you only have one stereo in them rather than 7 mic? For a V-drum, yeah, I would just take a stereo. Or sometimes, I know some module have multiple output. Sometimes I try to ask for kick, snare, and the rest of the kit, if he can, because most of the drummers are not good with routing in those things. But yeah, I just take a stereo left, right. Have a conversation. I'm just talking with the guy. Say, you know what? Maybe it sounds good in your room, but to help the mix, I would need like more volume of the snare or less of the overhead. Could we agree on that? Can you give me less overhead or more overhead, or I need more bass drum from your mix because they have a mixer in there. So I just talk with the guy, but first I just listen to it. And I see how it sounds. After that, I go back and forth. And sometimes, most of the time, guys are open-minded. They go like, oh yeah, you're a sound guy. You know how it should sound in the front. I just trust you. And sometimes I get this is what we put on the album. Go figure it out. Go figure it out yourself. And, well, I just do the best that I can with that then. I'm going to add some low shelf EQ, some high end, or if the guy is really mean, I'm just not going to care. Trust me, I'm good at mixing, and I'm also really good at not carrying at the bar with a beer in my hand. I can do both. Depends on your attitude. Okay, seriously. Okay, let's do some bass. I'm not gonna put any phantom power. It's gonna come from a DI. I'm gonna put a little bit of gain, maybe minus 21 or 18. Start with 18. I think my friend Pascal's gonna bring a preamp, so no noise gate, EQ. I'm gonna do it like this. Compression. Minus 18, 3 to 1. I can bump that to 4 to 1. That's it. EQ. Low cut 87. EQ on. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna put a high cut just a little bit over 10K. And that's it. Guitar, that will be easy. Electric guitar, I know. Actually, I need to ask Alex, the guitar player, what he's going to bring. He's probably going to bring an aux, if I remember his rig correctly. It's funny, he's the guitar player that I did on the last day before COVID. We did our last gig together on March 13, 2020. I think he had an aux. So, mono aux for now. That will be no gain because I don't know what's going to happen. Low cut, no gate, no dynamic, just a low cut. I'm going to turn on the EQ just in case, but probably not going to use it. Acoustic guitar, that's probably not going to be there, so I'm just going to do a quick acoustic guitar, dynamic, minus 18, no expander. I don't know what's going to happen there. No gain. I don't know what's going to happen there. If it's a wireless or not. No idea. Etienne's guitar. I'm gonna start with 18. Whoa, that's 60. 18 dB of gain. Maybe a small expander. Something like that. 9 dB. 50 to 58. For his burst. Dynamic minus 18. 3 to 1 EQ. 87. Just a little eye cut on the guitar, just to cut the sizzling out of the. Whoa, no, not reset EQ. Just to cut the sizzling of the piezo pickup, but he's got some really good Norman guitar. They sound really, really good. So nothing to worry about there. Let's go to the Norman config. Let's go with 18 minus 60, 9 minus 60. I want 20 dB. How much did I put on the other one? 9. Okay, let's go 9. And 50 to 58. Good. Dynamic. I want minus 18. Turn it on. Good. Keyboard. It's a piano. It's a Nord stage. Sounds really good. I'm gonna give it just a little bit of gain because he's running a DI. Oh, let's go to 30. Let's go to 30, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do on that piano. That Nord stage sound really, really good. Okay, vocal. I don't know who's gonna bring what, so config. Not 87. I want 144 on my vocal gain. I'm gonna start with 21. Gate. No, not on that show. It's a really quiet gig, so I'm not gonna use that. Dynamic, yes. Compression on the vocal, please. It's good. Just turn on the EQ. I have no idea what my microphone will be. I know it says piano, but that will be a vocal. 144. Okay, now do it in order. Okay. I know it's going to be 935, so I can go 24, 26, 20, 26. The guy had got a lot of range, so. Okay, I want expander on this around minus 45, and I'm gonna cut something like 18 dB because it's gonna be two microphones for the same guy, and he's gonna alternate between the front and the back. So gonna do this, and I'm gonna leave the expander really slow on this one because he's a lead singer. I don't want anything to happen to that, and I don't want to lose my job because he cannot speak in his mic. So yeah, remember guys, the lead singer is always the one because it was gonna kick you out of your band. That's good. Dynamic. I'm gonna use 1176 on that too, so I'm not gonna touch anything there. EQ, I know it's a 935. I know I don't like this, and I know I don't like this in a 935. This ish. I do a lot of things by number, but sometimes I just like ballpark, and I'm gonna see with the singer because I don't know condition of his microphone. Well, if he, let's say in this case, I have two of the 935, one in the front, one in the piano. It doesn't say which one is which. So if one is a little darker than the other or doesn't respond the same, I can play around with the EQ and change them to make them sound good. Anyway, my job is to make everything sound good. So I'm gonna try to do that. Front, start again. Let's go 26 dB of gain. Low cut 144. Did I do low cut on the other one? Yeah. Expander minus 60. 18 dB of gain. Super long release and a hold. 2-to-1 expander, dynamic. I'm going to use 1176, and it's another 935. I'm going to work a lot with these, but I don't like the 935. It's not my favorite microphone by far. Okay, let's start with that. Okay, drum vocal. I don't know what that will be. I don't know if it requires phantom power, but I know that I can put this drum vocal, no expander, dynamic, minus 18, EQ activated. I don't know what's gonna go anywhere else. Cajon vocal, yeah, that's not gonna be used, but I'm gonna have it ready for the next show. I'm gonna keep this file just in case. Got this. I want to expand the living hell out of this one. Yeah. Let's go 45, because if it's there, it's not gonna be used a lot. So fast release. It's good. Dynamic, minus 18, compressor activated. That's good. Okay. Guitar. We're gonna go minus 21. I don't know what's gonna be used there. 144. Expander. That's about right. EQ activated. I don't know what's gonna be there, so that's good. And the two cajon, I don't know if we're gonna have them. If we do, I'm just gonna do those and put on the spot. Okay, now the fun part. What I like to do when I have in-ear is I like to make my mix stereo. Activate the EQ. Yes. And I like to do my pairs. Yes. I'm gonna have 4 people on stage, so I'm gonna do 4 stereo mixes. This one will be guitar. This one will be my lead vocal. Hold on. Lead vocal. This one's gonna be my bass player, and this one's gonna be my drummer. It will be the same mix for the singer at both position. I'm gonna put my stuff to 0. I don't need to put name. I know already what everything is gonna be. With this, it's gonna be blank. I'm gonna put my other mixes in black. And I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this file before I'm ending up losing it. Okay, so that's saved. That's good. Okay, on the X32, I'm just gonna turn off the patch here. On the X32, I really like to pre-mix my in-ears. Well, on all the board. I don't know why I said X32. I like to pre-mix my in-ear because there is some logical stuff that will happen. The most easiest one is my drummer. I know he's gonna take all of his shell and overheads around 0 dB. I know he's gonna take bass around -6, guitar around -9. Lead singer we're gonna start at -9 2, -9, keyboard -12 dB. Usually they don't like that, and -12 for all the back vocal. The lead vocal will be loud. His vocal will be 0 dB. That would be -12, -12, -9, -9. This is not at all good. This is a starting point. Only one time in my life I ever did this to a drummer, like going totally ballpark. Like, I'm gonna open up your drum. You got all your shelf. You got, bass, a little bit of guitar, stuff like that, and I got it right one time. Most of the time, I just play around with it. Okay, so that's gonna be my drum. My bass player, probably -6 bass drum, -6 snare, hi-hat -6 2, tom -12, perk -12, overhead probably -18, just a little bit. His bass full on, guitar -9, -9, lead -12, -12, or I'm gonna do all the guitar -12. That way at least he can hear the drum himself. Keyboard -12, his vocal really loud, pianos. Lead singer -9, -9, -12, -12, -12. I know you should do mastering on DAWs. What are you talking about? Mastering? I've heard this is the only reference software that's missing on your wing. I'm sorry, I'm not getting what you mean here. You mean like a mastering chain on the wing? I could do it. Mastering rather than mix. You want to do that on the wing? No offense here. Nothing wrong with doing that on the wing, but I would use some other kind of plugin. Well, I could do mastering. Actually, I did many videos where I show how to master your live stream before sending that to a live stream. When you master your stuff, like right now, I'm using compression and limiter on that microphone. I'm using a physical compressor because I'm lucky enough to score a really good deal on the TLA Audio, the 5050. It's a preamp and compressor, really fine. I got it for dirt cheap, so I'm not gonna complain here. And I'm sending that into a limiter of OBS. So the wing has all these options, but because the wing doesn't emulate transformer, saturation, basically the wing doesn't emulate anything that is nonlinear. So distortion, coloration, the wing doesn't emulate that. And I got the information from the guy who built the board. So if you could do mastering on the console, but I would do it in a plugin personally. I'm a huge Logic fan. I'm using the Logic stuff for everything except the limiter. The limiter, I'm using something else. If you give me a sec, I'm going to open up Logic and I will let you know. The Fab filter. It just popped right on my mind. The Fab filter. I'm using the Pro limiter. And everything else is like stock Logic plugin and the Pro L. This is what I'm putting on all my song. You got Reaper at the moment. Reaper has some really good a built-in plugin. The compressor is fine, the limiter is fine. Honestly, I'm gonna give the answer that nobody likes to hear. If it sounds good, if it's performed well on the track, it will master itself. Everything will come together itself. So Reaper and his plugin are really good for free. Well, if you pay your license, it's $60, but if you do that, you got really good stuff there. Personally, if I would spend money on something, FabFilter plugin, get the EQ, get the limiter, maybe the compressor, but other than that, everything else, Reaper is good. But doesn't need to fall with a certain range. What are we talking about here? Sorry, I know that the delay in the chat is probably making me not understand what you want to say here, but take time to write it down. I'm gonna do that mix. Loudness. Okay, loudness. Okay. I'm learning a lot because of live stream, and live now is a lot of live stream. You want to have something to measure dB/LUFS. dB/LUFS is the perceived amount of loudness that you want to have. You don't want to compress too much and get too loud. You don't want to compress not enough and not be loud enough. Well, not being loud enough is always, you can have a mix that is not that loud if it's really dynamic. If you smash your mix and it has no movement, it doesn't make any difference if I'm putting my finger on the table in the bass drum. Your mix is too compressed, but that's not the limiting. It's probably the mixing. The mastering is just there to... Basically, you need to mix your song like if it was a final product. Set your dynamic in your mix with mixing the fader. Every bass drum hit has to be compressed and level at the right level to be where you want them to be. Build your mix like that. After that, once you got that right, when your mix sound as good as anything that you hear on the radio, then put a compressor on it and then put a limiter, and it will just shine. But you need to build your mix on something. You need to master on something good. If you have bad mixed track and you gonna save them in mastering, it's not gonna work. Well, you will apply your mastering, but it's not gonna make them any better. For loudness, before I go too far, you want to try to aim for an average of minus 18 dB/LUFS. That means a peak of 0 in your dynamic range between 18 dB/LUFS for live stream. Live, like what I'm doing right now, I'm preparing a show for a live performance. It's all about the volume. The perceived volume in the room doesn't mean, well, I know I'm going to have a really good PA. I'm going to have a DNB PA Wednesday on that show. I know it's going to be loud, so I don't need to push my stuff too much because it's going to get too loud. I don't want my mix to be at 0 dB. That's going to be way too loud. So, I just forgot. I need to do DCA. And I need to do DCA for Turn It Up Monday. Okay, I'm just going to finish this mix. You use your ear in live situation? Yes. Only ear. Well, sometimes I use some tools, but no, man, don't be sorry. This is why I'm doing this live. I use some tools sometimes, like RTA measurement and stuff like that, but it's never the truth. The truth is how it sounds in the room. how it sounds when you walk around the room. Many sound guys don't do that. I'm the one who, like, after the first song, I go for a walk. And if I have a pat in the middle of a festival, I just go up and down that line, because what I hear at the console is maybe not what most of the people are hearing. And like mixing in studio, you don't want it to sound really good in your room. You want it to sounding good everywhere. So this is what I do. I just go for a walk, like, as much as I can, and listen at the front of the stage, on the side, in the back, and go back to the console, and in my mind averaging that situation. And with the average, I just go, okay, my vocal is, or there's way too much bass drum at the console, there's not enough in the whole room, so I'm gonna suffer. I'm just gonna push that bass drum or whatever, or that vocal is not loud enough, or that vocal is too loud at the front and in the room, but at the console it's not. I'm just gonna bring it down and mix for everybody else, not for me, because I don't need to be happy. I saw most of the band 1,000 times. I want people who come to see the band to be happy. Because it depends on the people. Well, two things. People in the room. Three things, basically. People in the room itself, and the way that the speaker project. It's not because the speaker is pointing at you that it's going to give you a good representation of what's going to happen in the whole room. And especially live, with the amount of subwoofer that we place, let's say on a big festival where you start to have 12, 20, 24 subs per side or total, you create some depth. You create some point where the wave frequency is going to add to each other, and some point where it's going to create a depth. So if you are most of the time, the PA tech, the good one, the system tech, is going to put the sound console in a peak. So you push your subs, you push your low end information, and it feels good, and it's average at like most of the rest of the room, because most of the sound guys, let's face it, we mix with too much subs. But if you don't have a system tech and he's just gonna place the console there because that's the middle or that's where it can go, if you are in a valley and you don't hear low end, or you don't hear mid range, or you don't hear high end frequencies, because there's something, there's a tent next to you, and like it blocks all the high frequencies coming from the speakers. You have to go out of your tent, go around and listen for like the best. You want to mix for most people. You don't want to mix for yourself. Can you imagine that amount of sub? Yeah, it's fun when you have those L-Acoustics double 18. I think the biggest I did was like 24 double 18 subs, 12 per side at Oshiaga. I was mixing only DJ on that setup. When I say mixing DJs, basically taking care of the DJ and EQ his overall. But I remember doing Zed Dead. I don't know if you're into electronic music, but I remember mixing Zed Dead and had a really good time. Live, this is, okay, you want to talk about mastering live? This is what I did on a festival with Zed Dead. He was mixing his stuff. He has his song uncompressed. I felt like he has a lot of dynamic, and because of the dB limitation on that festival, I said, how can I push it to make it sound way, way bigger and not go over the dB limitation? So I start slowly, song per song, EQ some stuff, compressing some stuff. I made it sound really, really loud, like with a little bit of distortion to make you believe that it's freaking loud. But I was at 95 dB SPL. Subs were crushing, like feel like they were crushing. It felt huge, but at 95 dB SPL, I could have been like that far from a friend, and we could have a loud conversation. But when you were listening to the show, it felt like big, huge. It felt like it was glowing out of the PA. But it's just a mix of me with the DJ, and sound wise, we just shook hands. You know, it's the same thing with musicians. Some musician, everybody can play with everybody, but some musicians make themselves better when they play together, and some musician fit. So it's just like me and that DJ that night. We fit. He sounded good. I make him sound better, and he felt it. So he's played around with some stuff. He actually went to the production of the festival and said he had one of the best nights of his life. I don't know if it's true, man, but this is what I heard. So, said, out of interest, ever mixed it in the proper opera concert hall with good acoustics? Opera concert hall, no. I did some opera with people, but on a smaller stuff, like really smaller stuff, like I was hired as a sound guy, but I was not needed there. Like opera singers have really huge vocal range, and they are so loud. I remember doing a cello. It was a whole person's home. Well, not really a center because everybody. It's like basically a bunch of condo together in a tower where whole people live there, and in the community room. In the cafeteria, basically, we set up a PA with Marc Hervieux, a opera singer here in Quebec, and he basically took his 58, put it there, like physically there, and just sang. I was getting a ton of load of volume in the microphone, but it wasn't a medium-sized room, and he was just filling the room. I didn't need the microphone. I put it was him and a piano guy. He just did some popular stuff, and man, he just destroyed it. No microphone needed there. I was there mixing the piano, adding some reverb just to make it feel bigger in the room, but no dry vocal. Only pretty much reverb in the room. That's it. Good. Sounds cool. Didn't realize you're almost part of the band. Than what we're talking about there. Actually, some band, some singer like I've shown stuff from Simon Morin, a guy who did the voice in Star Academy 2. But we've been working together for 12. I know him for 14 years. We've been together for 9. I know him for 14 years. We've been touring together and mixing for 9. I'm his full-time sound guy since 2012, and I'm part of the band. Yeah. I'm not on the picture. I don't sign autograph. I refuse to, even if some people ask me. But now some people in his crowd come to see me. Well, they stand next to me behind the console. Behind the console, outside of the perimeter, but they come to see me. And I'm talking with the band, and I make them sound. I'm part of the process of the live show. Let's say I'm not in the band, but I have some effects cue, I have some mixing cues, and I have my stuff. I'm managing the whole thing, and I'm overlooking the band and adding my stuff in. But being around for 9 years, I know these guys inside out, how they feel, how loud the drummer is going to do his drum feel, how my singer is going to feel that day, how loud he will be. I just come in the truck or in the van before we go, shake the hand of everybody, say hi, how you doing, yeah, how's going, and I know how my weekend will turn out. I know how loud it will be or how loud they will be, and I know if we're in a good show or a great show. It's just a matter. It's a feel. I'm running with them, and it's a feedback thing. Like they feed me, I feed them back, and if we fit, if the connection is there, it just amplify and it's just rolling. The wheel just rolling, and we're doing our stuff. It just flows. Sorry, I feel like I've lost everybody. I see the viewers count go down. Yeah, I'm part of the band where kinda, but I'm not needed there. They can live without me, but yeah, we're all feeding off of each other and playing our instrument. Yes, that's right. And I'm overlooking that, and yeah, it just flows. It's just a flow. Sometimes it's a fit, sometimes it's not a fit. There's some band that I don't want to do again. From Studio 11, for sure, if a witch is is a key member of a band. Yes, a tech can make or break a show. For sure, you're needed. Oh, thank you. By the way, I saw that you sent me an email. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna reply to that. And speaking of which, I love you guys, but I cannot spend 4 hours doing this. So we've already been going for 2 hours. We're almost there. I'm just gonna try to speed up the process to this one. Now I'm doing lead singer. I know I know the guy. I know he likes to have a lot of reverb in his ears, so I know I can put the drum at -12. He basically got a typical singer. He's got a typical singer mix where he's really loud, really, really loud, really upfront, and everything else is like there, but yeah. Oh, please, Darman. No. Don't shut up, man. I like that. I mean, this is why I started the YouTube channel. My girlfriend is not interested in having those talk, honestly. So if I can have those discussions with people around the world that feel what I'm feeling and vibe the same thing than I do, console-wise, sound-related-wise, feel with a band, man, I'm so happy to do it. Please don't excuse yourself. I feel happy to have found you, or feel happy to have found me talking those things to you. But yeah, I feel this is the field that I want to go for. I want to help people. I want to give my opinion for those who want to listen to it. Then after you do whatever you want with that after. I don't know any truth, but if I can have a good time talking about sound and stuff that I like with my friends or friend-ish over the internet, good, man. Don't excuse yourself. Keep feeding me. I like that setup. Anyway, I don't have much to do today, but I have some stuff to do. Yeah, I just need to get some construction supply before 5. It's currently 1 p.m., so I think I should be good. The place is 3 minutes away from my house. So I'm just gonna finish that up. Finish that mix for him. Well, it's just a basic, it's gonna move. I just try to get my stuff ready. Oh, okay. That's zero. I know if I'm doing this pre-mix, I'm gonna save a lot of time during the sound check. And that's not gonna be used. Okay. Guitar player are a really different beast when it comes to do in-ear mix, because none of them are the same, honestly. I see a lot of guitar player where I did that trick here, and it's hard. And being a guitar player, I can understand why too. But yeah, it's just a matter of knowing your guy. But Alex, the guitar player that I will have there, I only worked with him once, so I'm gonna take a wild guess. I don't remember what I did for him like a year and a half ago. I'm gonna go. They don't usually like vocal because a lead guitar or a rhythm guitar and vocal are really in the same range. So guitar player in their mix don't tend to like vocal that much. 0 dB. I just want to double check these. So drum, he's got everything. Bass, he's got everything. Lead singer, he's got everything of him really loud. And yeah, okay. Being a guitar player, yeah, like I said, I try to go with what I like and then adjust it to the player, but it gives me an idea. I'm gonna save that. And we're gonna build some DCA. I love DCAs. Most of the time I only mix with DCAs, honestly. Because depending on the situation, I'm gonna explain it to you while I'm doing it. Okay, I want this, and I'm gonna explain the color that I'm doing too. No, I want this one here. Okay, my first DCA will be my drum. So I'm gonna put all my DCAs to 0. My fader are not open yet, but my DCAs are to 0. 1 to 16 with DCA. Okay. And I've got the main. I'm gonna do it one by one. Okay, no, you know what? I did my DCA. I'm gonna just finish building my DCA. Okay. What I'm doing with my DCAs is I'm getting my band on a single page of the iPad. I got 8 DCA, I got 1 for drum, 1 for my bass, guitar, 1 per guitar player. I'm gonna go with the keyboard, even if I could have joined together on the same DCA my acoustic guitar, the lead singer, and the keyboard, because he's never gonna play them at the same time. So I could ride the DCA, and I'm not gonna affect both. And I got an effects return on there just in case I want to play with all my back vocal and my lead vocal. That allow me with my iPad to have 4 finger of each end on the iPad and just mix my band like this. I can just watch it and I have all the parameters that I need to mix my band. So I'm gonna read a question. So do you mind if I send you some link for some tunes I've done? Sure. You got my email on the bottom here. Not so much or anything, but I just say I'm coming from New Zealand. Sure. Just send me an email with that. My email is in the bottom. Will be a pleasure. Okay, let's start. I want my 32 input. That's drum. Oh, can I do it like this? Yeah, I can do it like this. I can just click here in the bottom. That's going to be my bass. That's going to be my guitar. That's going to be 4. That's going to be 5. That's going to be my background vocal. No, that's my lead. My bad. My 2 leads. That's my background vocal. That's the one that's not going to be there. And I'm going to leave my 2 cajon open like that. I don't need to have that. Okay. I want to keep my main faders down because I don't know how it's going to react in the PA when I'm doing that sound check. I'm going to do my gain first, then lift the fader where I want. And I'm going to leave my DCA to 0 dB. That way I can pre-mix what I'm sending into the DCA. And having the DCA at 0 dB, I can easily lift up or down, but I'm going to keep it like that. That's going to be 0 dB, and I'm going to adjust the fader to do my mix. Basically, I'm leaving the DCA as is during the sound check, and I'm just building my mix of fader, how I want it to sound, the level that I want to have. And during the show, I'm leaving it like that. Well, if I need to change something, I will, but most of the time I'm leaving it like that, and I just mix my drum with one fader, my bass, my guitar, guitar solo. I can just lift one and bring it back exactly where it was before the solo, because let's say my DCA is at 0 dB and it sounds good, it's at the right level. I just bumping it by a couple dB and bring it down back to 0 dB, so that way I'm not fluctuating my overall volume or mix a lot during the night. I try to be as consistent as I can, like having the same level from maybe the last 2 songs. I will go up, but most of the time it's the same thing and a little bump here, but that's it. That way I can keep my stuff together. And I will adjust the master fader level, the left right that you can see right here that I'm moving. I'm gonna adjust that to get the desired amount of loudness in the room. So I'm gonna build my mix. If everything is too loud, I'm just gonna drop that. Oh no, sorry. When doing this, I'm doing it the wrong way. When doing this, I'm going to put my master to 0 dB, and I'm going to build my mix to make sure it's not clipping, but it's at the right level. Because there's 2 approach. When I'm doing monitor, I like to do it the other way around. Well, I need to do a full video on that, because there's 2 approach to live mixing. One where you set the gain and you lift the fader, or one where you have all the fader at 0 dB and you mix with the gain. It's a different approach. The result are, if it sounds good, it sounds good. Don't play around with that, but it's a different approach. The first one is more a monitor guy, where you set your gain and have a lot of volume with the fader, and the other one is more of a front of house guy. When you have your console set to 0, you pre-mix everything with your gain, you adjust your threshold and compressor, and sometimes you have less gain on an input or more gain than your monitor guy, but it's just a different approach to mixing. But I need to do a course on both. Sadly enough, I don't. I used to mix with all my fader at 0 dB, but now more and more I'm alone on the gig. I got no monitor guys, so I need to do front of house and monitor. So I just compromise and do my front of house. Like, I'm getting a lot of gain, a lot of volume on my channel, doing a mix and just mixing with the DCA. That way I can have best of both worlds. All my channel are at 0 dB, most of them, and I'm just have enough. I'm getting enough input for the loud stuff to go loud with my fader, and I just ride the fader really low on the console. Do I miss anything? I think this is a really good starting point. I'm gonna save that, save as a scene. Etienne 2021. Great. Gotta replace that. I'm not gonna forget to put them on my USB key. Okay, before I go, I need to change. I need to build DCA for turn it up. And whoa, hold on. I forget my effect. I need to check my effect rack. This is not what I want to have. I want my how does it call on this one? I had the same problem when I did my vlog. It's the plate reverb. Oh yeah, it's a plate reverb. Because on the wing they call it the blue plate. So this is why I'm always confused with that. I'm gonna leave it like that. This is pretty much what I need. A reverb, a small. Well, I'm gonna use a room, exactly like what I did on my. Vlog video. So left right feed. I'm gonna turn this one down a little bit. I'm gonna set my low cut. That's good. Offset, I go as far as I can. I want to have, when I'm using delay, I want to be really different from left to right. That will give spatial wideness. Will make everything sound really wide. Okay, that's good. And I can preset that. I know. And I can also, before that, name them. So that will be my reverb. That will be my room. That will be my delay. And that will be 1980s chorus. Almost a joke. Okay, this, and I'm just gonna set up some really quick reverb mix. That way I will be ready to rock. That's gonna be for my vocal. Hold on. Just need to insert a wifey. Okay. Okay, this is going to be for my vocal. Around minus 20 will be a good starting point, or 21, minus 21. And I'm going to put the same amount in all my vocals. And this one, if it's not going to be used, not going to be used. Okay, that's my reverb room. That will be for my drums. Snare minus 21. Toms, I like them to have a lot of reverb. Sometimes too much. I'm just gonna back it down. And acoustic guitar. Acoustic guitar keyboard. I'm not gonna put any in there. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Oh, this acoustic guitar, if it ever show up. Great. Delay, that will be just for my lead vocal, and I'm gonna put minus 6. Sometimes I put it to 0, sometimes it's too much. Minus 6. Good. And chorus will be for whatever I feel the need to. Before I go, please be careful if you ever try to do this, but I want in my effects return, I want to send my delay. Hold on, how can I say this? Yeah, I want my delay to go into the reverb. So I've built a mix of my lead vocal that I want to send into the delay, and I'm sending out my delay to the main out, but I also want to send my delay into the reverb, the same reverb that we use. So I don't want to create a feedback loop because I've already done that before on a live show. The whole console is going to light up. Everything's going to turn to red because in doing an internal feedback, yeah, you don't want that to happen. It's just going to destroy everything. So I need to be really careful and go to my delay, which is bus 14. No, that's my room. 15. And I want to send... hold on. I'm overthinking it right now. Okay. Yeah, no, I want my... Okay. This is my bus return 3. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to take my effects return tree and I'm going to send it into the reverb around -6 dBs. There we go. Doing it that way, I know I'm not going to create a feedback loop. I don't want that to happen at all. Okay, now we're good to go for real. I'm just going to save that. That's good. I'm gonna open the first one that we did, which is turn it up. And I need to check, well, my effect first and my DCAs. Because I need to build some DCAs for that. Okay, let's go again. Drum, bass, guitar, keyboard. That's it. That's gonna be my lead vocal. It's gonna be on my back vocal. Because sometimes they get too loud. When they all sing together, I need to bring them down really fast. That's gonna be my effects return. I didn't assign that on Etienne's show. Damn it. Okay, I'll do it again later. And I'm not gonna use this one, right? This one will be drum. Bass. Guitar. Keyboard. This is why I always write keys. Here we go. Keyboard and not used. Okay. Let's go 1 for 32. That's my drum. Nope, that's bass. I want my drum to be together. I want my bass, guitar, keyboard, back vocal, lead vocal. Yeah, I don't feel like I forget anything. I'm gonna put the effects return into my bus 6, my DCA 6, sorry, not my bus, DCA 6. And I want to do something right away in my mute group. Actually, I'm gonna do it like this. I usually set up a mute group. 5 is my reverbs and 6 is my delay, and I'm gonna add chorus in there. That way on the iPad with on the left, I'm just muting my delay stand and my reverb between songs. So that's it. Yeah. Okay, I got everything. I didn't do it on Etienne, but I'll do it later. Okay. I got a patch. I'm gonna check that again tomorrow just to be sure. No, you know what? No, I'm safe with that. I feel confident with that. Okay. Everybody's in monitor, because monitor, I'm not gonna build anything, because when I'm doing monitor, I want to listen what's around before putting anything in the monitor. Because if the guitar player's amp is so loud that you don't want it in your monitor, I'm not going to put any, because it's useless. If the drum is really loud, I'm not going to put any in your monitor. It's useless. It's just going to make the stage volume go higher for no reason. So, that's about it. Just let me double check that. Yeah, let's save that. Good. That's saved. I got all my stuff. My show's ready. I can close my app. Come back to here. Ugh. My iPhone doesn't look that bad. I used to have a camera for this. like a huge Sony stuff. But I think my iPhone is not that bad. We've been going at this for around 2 hours, guys. Thank you very much. I want to say again, Rolf, thank you for being around, man. Really appreciate that. Darmin, hey, what's up, man? Thank you for the great chat that we had here. Studio 11 live. I've seen your message. Thank you for showing up here. I'll get back to you really soon. I will go check my email after a refill of coffee, and probably I should have breakfast. Thank you very much for being around, guys. I appreciate the fact that you joined in for these live. Thank you very much if you are watching this in replay. Really appreciate the fact that a lot of people watching this in replay. Thank you for watching. Until the next one, if you're not subscribed to the channel, like Studio 11, you probably are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like that live stream, give it a thumbs up. Till the next one, please. Seriously, take care of yourself, and I see you all. Maybe not Monday, maybe tomorrow, or in the next one. Take care of yourself, guys. See you.